My child, you're aware that your father owes the landlord a lot of money. We haven't been able to pay the rent for over a year now. Your dad lost his job and we can barely manage to eat in this house.
Yes, Mother, I am aware of it and our current situation bothers me a lot. However, I have been praying for things to improve. I have also tried to look for work to no avail. Since Dad refused to allow me to work in people's houses, I haven't been able to find any work, besides clearing fields. It's hard for someone like me to find work, especially since I didn't manage to finish primary school.
I know. I am sorry, my child. It's just that when funds are low, we prefer to educate our sons because girls get married and they become the responsibility of their husbands.
Mother, I don't think that is fair. I think girls and boys should be treated equally. What if the girl child doesn't get married?
Fiona, this is why I asked your siblings to leave the bedroom so that we can talk.
Talk about what, Mother? You are beginning to scare me.
Your father has decided to marry you off to the landlord's son. The landlord has agreed to cancel our debt and give us a few acres of land in exchange for your hand in marriage. Also, your would-be husband and his kinsman will be coming here tomorrow with 3 cattle and a few gifts. They will not pay any bride price for you because the money we owe the landlord will be used to cover your bride price.
Mother, no, you can't do this to me. Surely, there must be another way out. Why have you decided to sacrifice me?
Don't take this the wrong way. See it as a favor that you're doing your family. We will have fields to plant crops, own cattle and build a few mud houses on the piece of land that the landlord will give us. Also, we will become the in-laws of one of the most successful men in our village.
No, this can't be happening. Mother, everyone will benefit from this except me. You've made me the sacrifice. What have I done to deserve this?
Wipe your tears, child. As my eldest daughter, you must appear strong. I didn't raise a weakling.
Mother, I always wanted to marry for love. I never thought I'd be in a forced marriage. Surely the Lord and the gods of our ancestors will not forsake me.
You're very selfish, Fiona. You want our family to continue to suffer, yet you can help us out of it. We brought you up, hence, you're indebted to us. So wipe your tears and pack your things because you are leaving this house tomorrow with your in-laws. Don't you want to know who your would-be husband is amongst the landlord's sons? You will grow to love him.
No, I don't care. Mother, please leave me alone.
Don't try anything silly, like running away from home or taking your own life. You know that killing yourself may land you in hell. I will make sure that your siblings watch you like a hawk until you are safely out of my house.
Lord, and the gods of our land, please save me from this marriage. I beg you, I will offer you sacrifices, I will even fast. I will do whatever it takes to worship you all the days of my life. Please help me. I can't even run away from home because my siblings are following me around, and the landlord has promised to get my dad arrested if I don't marry one of his sons as compensation for the money that my family owes him. If you don't answer my prayer, then I promise you that I will never worship you again, and nor will my children.
Warning, in the book of Exodus 20 verses 1, 3, and 5, it is written, "And God spake all these words, saying, Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I the Lord thy God am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the 3rd and 4th generation of them that hate me. The Lord will not share his place with anyone or anything. Certainly not with Fiona's so-called gods of the land and gods of her ancestors. You don't want to anger the Lord, hence, surrender all to Jesus, forsake all other gods, and worship him alone. Also, you must approach the Lord with humility, honor and respect.
Fiona, welcome to my humble abode. I know that we are still living on my father's property, however, I have been saving money to buy a plot of land far away from here. As you are aware, I don't make a lot of money teaching people how to farm. Hence, I am also waiting for my dad to give me the money that he promised me.
Samuel, you were given all the opportunities in life, but you failed at school, even after repeating your final year at high school several times.
The money that I have saved and the money that my dad will give me is not enough to buy a vast piece of land here. However, land is much cheaper in the south. The area is very dry, hence it's cheap, but we will manage. What is important is that I'll own the land, buy cattle and grow crops that survive in that region. I will also use my farming skills to build wealth there.
Why don't you ask your father to give you a piece of land, since he owns a lot of fertile land in this region?
No, I cannot do that. You are aware that my father has 3 wives and many children. The sons of his first wife have made it clear that they will not share land with the children of his other 2 wives. In fact, their mother has poisoned our dad against us. In an effort to try and be fair, our dad promised to give each son, from his other wives, money to start a business. It's my turn to receive money from my dad next month. Since I am a good farmer, I decided that I will buy land and cattle with the money.
Are you also planning to marry 3 wives like your dad?
You know that you were imposed on me, hence, if I find the woman of my dreams, then I will marry her. But sadly, you will always be my first wife, and in our culture, you know how powerful and important the position of the first wife is. Even the children from the first wife are respected more than the others, and they get the choicest meats and best of everything in a polygamous marriage.
Welcome to the first episode of our latest series entitled, The 3 Wives. In this story, we'll do our best to take you through the lives of 3 very different women who got married to one man. Of note, is the fact that although the children of these women were brought up by one man, their successes in life and the choices they made differed greatly depending on who their mother was and on what she believed in. Also, the children's characters and the type of person they married made a huge difference in determining the success and beliefs of their descendants. Samuel's first wife decided to forsake the Lord, the second wife was a believer, and the third an evil wife worshipped various gods, and she allowed her mother to influence her. All of this had a great impact on their children, peace of mind, and it also impacted generations to come. We hope that you will be blessed by this series. This series, which is inspired by a true story, began in the early 1900s. Sadly, to this day, that is, centuries later, some young girls still find themselves in a similar predicament. That is, they're forced into marriages. How can we stop this from happening to other girls? Should we anonymously report our neighbors and family members if they force girls into marriage? Shouldn't we have stricter penalties on the men who marry these young women, their families, the girls' families, as well as the people who arrange these marriages? Do you think the judicial system adequately protects these vulnerable young women? Please comment below. Maybe you will help someone to escape a forced marriage, give them the courage to report an injustice, and help them to get out of other bad things. In whatever situation you are in, we encourage you to seek help and pray. Prayer changes everything.
Hello, miss. My name is Samuel. I recently moved to this village. I have never seen a more beautiful woman.
What are you doing in this part of the forest?
I came here to hunt. I recently bought a 25-hectare farm here.
So you belong to the Hayfron family that moved here recently?
Yes, I am Samuel Hayfron. I would like us to be friends, if you don't mind. I really like you a lot.
I heard that 2 of the Hayfron brothers moved here and they bought adjacent farms. One brother is single and the other one is married. Which one of the 2 are you?
If I tell her that I am married and that I want her to be my second wife, she doesn't look like the type who would accept that. I better wait until she falls in love with me before I introduce her to Fiona and the kids. I will tell you all about myself at the right time. It's not safe for us to be here. The wild animals may attack us. Tell me, what are you doing here all alone? It's not safe, plus there are bad boys in this village.
I came here to fetch firewood. I think I should start heading back.
Please tell me your name, and tell me where you live.
My name is Tanya Miles. I am the daughter of Chief Hezekiah Kiru Miles. My father's house is located near the village clinic.
So, your father is a chief. The daughter of a chief shouldn't be moving around alone in the forest.
It's no big deal. I better be going. It was nice meeting you.
I am looking forward to seeing you again.
A few months later.
Fiona, I called you here to let you know that I want to marry a second wife. You can leave if you want to, but my kids are staying. I have found the love of my life. I need more kids to help in the fields.
What? I was hoping that this day will never come. So, you want me to leave you after I have given birth to 4 children? Where will I go from here? Who will marry me? Are you expecting me to return to my father's house?
All I know is that Tanya is moving in here in 2 weeks' time. You better be prepared. And I won't tolerate any nonsense from you. If you or your kids ill-treat Tanya, I will deal with you. So warn your children.
So, where will your second wife sleep?
Here, of course.
What? Do you want all 3 of us to share the bed?
No, I will buy a bunk bed.
Never. I will go insane if I have to share a bedroom with a co-wife. You must make plans to build your new wife her own hut.
I can't afford to do that right now. Tanya is the daughter of a chief, hence I had to pay a lot of money for her bride price L, and I also gave her father 7 head of cattle as bride wealth. I will consider building an extra hut for her after a few months. Until then, we will all share this bedroom. Tanya, I am sorry that I didn't tell you that I was already married. You see, my first wife, Fiona, was forced on me. I promise you that I will never keep a secret like this from you again.
You waited until I fell in love with you before you told me that you were married.
I am sorry, my love. You're the love of my life. My most cherished wife. I will never love anyone more than you. Also, I don't think I will ever desire another woman after you.
Samuel, I agreed to marry you because my family put me under a lot of pressure to get married. My younger sister, Ronelle, fell in love with your younger brother. So, according to tradition, I have to get married before her. I was about to break up with you, but my family won't hear of it. You also went behind my back and convinced my father to allow you to make me your second wife.
I know, sweet. I am sorry. You love me, right? We can make this work.
It is well. God is in control. I am afraid of what the future holds. I thought polygamy ended with my grandfather's generation. Now, I am Samuel's second wife while my sister, Ronelle, is Samuel's brother's first wife. It would have been better if I had also been a first wife. Now, I will spend the rest of my life being tossed around by my husband and his first wife. I have cried enough. I should accept my fate. I choose to trust God to see me through this marriage. I will try my best to be a good wife, a good sister to the first wife, and a good mother to my children and to all of Samuel's children. One day, even if it's by death, I will be free from this marriage. Lord, help me. Make a way for me to escape the pending trials and tribulations. Nevertheless, not my will but thine be done. Seriously, I am not at peace about this marriage, and I don't think this is God's will for my life. If it were, then I would be at peace. Besides, I don't think polygamy is allowed in the Bible, even though several men in the Old Testament had several wives. It is not possible for 2 or more women to knowingly and happily share a man. We will hate each other, but we need to tolerate each other because we supposedly love the same man. Statistics have shown that women who are married to promiscuous men are at a higher risk of catching STIs, including HIV. The situation worsens in a polygamous marriage because the virus can enter the home through the husband or through one of his wife's secret lovers. This is the sad reality of my situation. Samuel says he wants to have lots of kids. I wish I had taken my studies seriously. If I was educated then today, I would be a teacher, dentist, or a nurse, and I would be able to stand on my own 2 feet without having to depend on my dad or husband. In fact, I would be able to choose the man I want, and my family would respect me because I'd be having my own money instead of being dependent on them. It is well. I made mistakes and I am now paying for them.
Thank you, sis, for agreeing to marry Samuel. I can now marry his brother, William. I am super excited because we will be neighbors and sisters-in-law since our husbands live next door to each other and their siblings. 2 siblings marrying 2 siblings.
I am happy for you, sis. I would rather have remained single than to become a second wife and share my husband. I don't know what I did to deserve this.
Cheer up, sis. At least your husband won't cheat on you with girlfriends because he has 2 wives, and soon he will have lots of kids to take care of.
You will be surprised that a man with several wives can still cheat. He will have several wives as well as several girlfriends.
What? At least my husband has promised me that he will never take another wife or cheat.
Good luck with that. In my opinion, the only man who will never cheat on you is one who has great integrity, has great character, is content with what he has and chooses to commit and improve the one he loves. He loves his body so much that he doesn't want strange women touching him. He maintains his dignity, has self-respect, and a healthy level of pride regarding his self-worth. Hence, he won't have anything to do with cheap women. He is willing to wait for marriage, and he who knows about the dangers of soul ties caused by adultery and fornication. A man who fears the Lord and who knows that adultery and fornication will lead him to hell. Most importantly, he must be a man who has surrendered all to Jesus. This applies to women as well.
The Heffron family worship the gods of their ancestors and the gods of their land. They are not Christians. They even brought idols from their land.
What? Pray for your husband Ronel. Pray for yourself. Ask the Lord to deliver you from all evil and temptations. I will pray for myself and for my future children.
Hi Monica.
Hi Faye, what's up?
Have you heard the latest news?
What?
The Heffron family that moved to the village a few years back recently bought a new car. Mr. Samuel Heffron got to our village, bought land for cash, and before we knew it, he had lots of cattle and he is now one of the most successful farmers in the village.
What? Really? I have been watching the family closely, but I didn't know that they bought a new car.
A nice big car and a tractor.
And a tractor. Wow, this guy must be rich.
The man has 2 beautiful wives, and several children. They live in a large compound and the family seems to be happy. His wives dress well, they each own a small car and live pampered lives. Apparently, Mr. Heffron had a bumper harvest, he sold most of his crops and made a lot of money. Rumor has it that he is planning to invest back into his farm, and he is also planning to invest some of it and use it to educate his sons.
Do you know how much money he made?
I don't know what the exact figure is, but it's a lot, especially since he sold tons of crops. That man is a genius when it comes to farming.
I want the kind of life that his wives have. I want to meet the great Samuel Heffron at any cost. I want to become his 3rd wife.
Samuel is much older than you, Monica. In fact, he is old enough to be your father.
I don't care.
What about your boyfriend? Will you dump him to become Samuel's 3rd wife?
No, if a man can have 3 wives, then I can have at least 1 boyfriend. Do you think that the women in these polygamous marriages don't cheat or have boyfriends?
No man, not everyone thinks like you.
I will keep my boyfriend and I will continue to see him even if he also gets married. I love my man, but I can't marry him because he has nothing to offer me. All I want is the wealth. I'll have kids for my husband and boyfriends, it's no big deal. How will my husband find out which kids are his and which are not? All he can do is speculate. It's not like we can get DNA tests done, all that happens in the movies.
No, my friend, you shouldn't do that. It's wrong. One day you will be caught. Besides that, you need to have some integrity and you must try to lead an honest and honorable life.
Are you judging me, Faye?
No, Monica.
For as long as the man has several wives or girlfriends, be rest assured that I will also have several boyfriends just to balance the equation. I will become Samuel's 3rd and most cherished wife at any cost. I am planning to get my hands on that money, and before you know it, Samuel's entire estate and all of his assets will belong to me and my children.
You can't do that, especially if Mr. Heffron is legally married to his other wives. The property belongs to the whole family.
If my mother managed to usurp my late dad's small property from him and his other wives, then I am sure that, with her help, I can take over any man's heart and property. I have been eyeing that property for a while and I think it's time I met Samuel Heffron. Tanya, it was difficult for me to accept that my husband wanted to take another wife, but I have now made peace with it. I am thankful that he chose a quiet, humble, hardworking and respectful woman like you. Thank you for always listening to me. I have watched you transform into the respectable woman you are today. You listened when I taught you how to dress as a married woman in our community. We represent our husband and family, hence, we must look presentable at all times. Yes, First Lady and my co-wife. Thank you for accepting me into your home all these years. I know that it must have been hard for you to see your husband in the arms of another woman, especially during those months when we all shared a bedroom. Thank you for being there for me throughout my pregnancies and during the times when I felt like leaving this marriage. Mother, have you seen how wealthy Samuel and family have become? The man arrived in this village a few years ago with a suitcase, a wife and a few kids, and today he owns a large piece of land, has a second wife, has several strong and healthy kids and lots of cattle. I heard that he recently sold most of his harvest, made a lot of money, and bought a brand new car.
I have been watching that family closely. Their public display of wealth is a cause of concern because many families are envious of them, and there are several families that want the daughters to get married to Samuel. I want you to become Samuel's third wife at any cost.
But Mother, I heard that Samuel is not planning to take another wife.
Leave that to me. I know Samuel's weakness and we are going to take advantage of it.
What is his weakness, Mother?
He frequents native doctors seeking solutions to his problems. Whenever he has a problem, he runs to them. I will invite my cousin brother, Mtombeni, who is a powerful native doctor, to come and live with us. I am sure he won't mind leaving his village since he lives alone. We will provide him with food and shelter, and get him customers here. One of his main customers will be Samuel. My cousin brother can perform miracles. The source of his powers is evil, but he performs miracles nonetheless.
So how will he bring me closer to Samuel?
It's simple. We will get your uncle Mtombeni to strike Samuel with an illness. We will make plans to get Samuel to come here for healing, and you will be there to tend to his wounds day and night. Samuel will spend all of his hard-earned money here because he will become bedridden until we have squeezed the last penny from him. During that period, the two of you will grow closer and you will perform wifely duties while he is here. You must fall pregnant for him. From then on, as they say, the rest is history.
Samuel will be forced to marry me after that.
If he refuses to marry you, we will show him flames. Your uncle will pull out all sorts of evil tricks and things from his hat. That man is so evil that he can command evil spirits to appear.
I must become Samuel's third and last wife at any cost.
Leave it all to me. Samuel doesn't know the Lord, hence, we will walk all over him. You will be able to control him and his entire household. Everyone in that homestead will dance to your tune, and we will instill fear in the hearts of everyone in that family. At the end of the day, that entire property and all of Samuel's assets will belong to you and your kids, and no one will so much as take a pin from that house. If this doesn't come to pass, then my name is not Ola Madonna.
I can already see myself being driven around the village in that shiny red big car. What's in it for you, Mother?
You will give me a portion of everything that you receive from your husband. I will get the same share as his other wives. We will control Samuel's mind such that he will feel obliged to buy me groceries, give me money and take care of me until my last breath.
Fair enough, Mother.
First thing tomorrow morning, I will be going to your uncle's house. In the meantime, you should start acting the part. I mean, remove all of that makeup, dress decently and act like a good girl.
Yes, Mother.
What is it, child?
I heard that Samuel only marries virgins and that his two wives were both pure when he married them. You and I know that I have been around.
Don't worry about that. Is Samuel pure? We will come up with a good story to tell him. We will blame some random boy for something he didn't do and say we chose not to press charges because the boy's family threatened me since I am a poor widow.
Perfect, Mother. Let the games begin.
Samuel Hayfron, we're coming after you. You cannot just move to our village and dazzle us like this. We want a piece of the action.
Thank you for watching this episode of The Three Wives. Watch out for the next episode. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel so that you get notified each time we upload a new video. we would like to leave you with the following verses to ponder on. Exodus 20, 1-6 KJV says, And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I the Lord thy God am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me, and keep my commandments. 1 Peter 5, 6-8 says, Humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he careth for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. Luke 10:19-20 says, Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. Notwithstanding in this rejoice not, that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice, because your names are written in heaven. John 4:23-24 says, But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshippers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. John 16:12-14 says, I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Howbeit when he, the Spirit of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth, for he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will shew you things to come. He shall glorify me, for he shall receive of mine, and shall shew it unto you. And 1 Corinthians 10:13 says, There hath no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. Thank you for watching. Remain blessed.